Al Saab, thank you very much for inviting me, and Abdul Hamid Saab, thank you very much for you and your team for arranging this session. Al Saab, if you can give me screen sharing access so I can share the presentation.
I
Thank
think
you.
you have, sir. Please check.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So today I will, again, my personal experience, other than I've been two times chairman Pakistan Software House Association, I've been part of the Prime Minister's task force. And when I was leading PASHA, we were the major force behind the initiatives, the policy for the government to develop the special technology zones, the cash reward scheme, and starting a massive skill training program to train 100,000 professionals in the latest skills. I will also be talking about those programs. I will try that to give an overview what is happening in Pakistan right now in the tech sector, and also talk about what are the initiatives being taken by different departments in Pakistan to further the technology growth in Pakistan. So overall about PASHA, those of you who don't know what PASHA does, PASHA is basically the only official registered trade organization in Pakistan authorized by the Ministry of Commerce in Pakistan for the IT sector. Our job is to do policy advocacy with the government. We primarily work with Ministry of IT. We recently are started to work with Ministry of Commerce as well. We have around 500 registered members who have been member with us for more than 3 years. Overall, we have 1,000 registered IT companies in Pakistan. Almost all the big players in the IT industry of Pakistan are our members. So some of the numbers at glance, you probably already know about. We have a population, very young population of 220 million. Most of them are under 25 year or under 35 years of age, or more than 66% people. Our IT graduates are around 25 to 30,000 per year. IT graduates we are producing. We are currently in this space working with the government, trying to create programs so we can somehow increase this to 50,000 in next 1 to 2 years. Some other statistics are there which may be useful, but I will move on to other things in the presentation. So this is the presentation. This is the last year number. We had 65% growth last year. We were around $1.1 billion. We grew to around $2.1 billion last year. This year, we are expected to grow to around, on track to achieve around $3.1 billion if things go very well. We may touch $3.5 billion in exports. When I say $3.5 billion, this is Pakistan is generally a country where we just send, where it's mainly salaries are sent and profits mostly are kept abroad in different countries. So the real number may be $4 billion or $4.5 billion. These are the countries we are exporting to primarily. As you can see, the US and UAE are primarily one of the biggest markets that Pakistan is exporting to. We are still doing a poor job of exporting to countries like Australia, Europe, China, Malaysia, and Singapore. So this is something that is an opportunity for us as Pakistan to export to these countries as well. One possible reason for these four countries is a lot of companies have their front offices in US. So even if they are exporting to other countries, they are primarily driving it through these four countries. So this is our service composition. Most of it, we are doing work in almost every area. We have BPOs. We have a very good, thriving gaming and animation industry, a good mobile application industry. We are also, there are a lot of companies now doing work in blockchain, data sciences, artificial intelligence, and system integration as well. So Pakistan has been ranked amongst the top 31 economies on global services location index. Last year, we were one of the most, we were in the top two countries we were actually the number one in the region for best value for money. I'm not sure that we are still today because it's becoming very expensive to hire people. There is a high demand for high tech resources. Whatever resources you pick, the salaries have gone up 40-50% in almost every technology, and it is almost impossible to find. Becoming impossible to find people in high-end technology areas because everybody is after the resources because there's a huge global crunch that is going on there. This is the ease of business ranking. We did go better in the ease of business ranking as well. One of the things that we did in this IT sector specifically was that this year the Prime Minister last year started the special technology zone on request from PASHA. And what the special technology zone is going to do is that it is going to increase the benefit for the IT sector a lot. So basically what's going to happen is that in these zones, the government departments will be barred from entering into the zone without the approval of the authorities. There will be local and international income tax exemptions. There will be no custom duties on the equipment that is imported. And because generally the companies feel that, okay, when imports are done for IT companies, they get stuck at the ports. In the zones, that is going to be improved. There's going to be national window for all the companies in the special technology zone. So apart from that, the developers are also going to get income tax exemption and dividends. So a lot of benefits combined into the zone, which already have been launched by the Prime Minister this year. So that will also improve the ease of doing business in Pakistan. Again, I talked about the special technology zones. Some of the benefits which have been recently been approved, not part of my presentation, is those companies who are setting up in Pakistan, they're going to get cash reward from the government. So by cash reward, I mean every country who's exporting, for every company which is, for example, exporting $100,000 from Pakistan, they're going to get 5% cash reward, depending on how much their growth is. It's linked to the growth only if they show growth. But if they show growth, the government will give them $5,000 from its own pocket to the companies to the benefit. So those companies who have captive offices in Pakistan or the companies based in Pakistan, they will be getting an additional benefit. Furthermore, Pakistan Software Export Board, I hope Usman will be here in a while as well. He can talk about that. But overall, PASHA has requested the government departments to, because there's a huge skill demand in the market. The industry has requested all the government departments like Pakistan Software Export Board, Ignite. I'm myself the advisor to the Science and Technology Minister Atif Khan of KPK. We have requested to do the same in KPK, that we started spending heavily on skill training program of our youth. In this initiative, PSCB this year is starting boot camp for 5 technologies identified by PASHA for 4,000 students. And that's going to be open for all electrical, mechanical, civil engineer, and even the computer science students. Then other programs are in progress to go into the universities and teach the industry professionals, go into the universities and even get like $50 an hour to teach in the university. So they are incentivized and to go and teach and train in the university. Similarly, KP government is launching a 5 billion rupee program to train youth. Their target is 25,000 students through hybrid, blended, different forms of physical training programs to teach 25,000 or basically reskill some of the students in the KPK. So a lot of work actually going on in KPK. And last but not the least, that there is a huge effort in Pakistan to brand Pakistan as a tech destination, because if you see Pakistan, it is missing in McKinsey, Gartner. So this year, on request of PASHA, PSCB is initiating a study of the IT industry, which is going to be done by one of the top 4, I think it's EY or PwC. One of these companies is going to do, it's PwC, which is going to do the study of Pakistan. And then there are a lot of other initiatives where there will be a huge outreach campaign from Pakistan to place Pakistan in the tech journals, in the studies, in McKinsey's and Gartner's, all these reports. So a lot of work is being done overall by the Pakistan Software Export Board as well to brand Pakistan as a tech destination. So these are some of the success stories. I'm sure most of you who know Pakistan know these names like Affinity, NetSol, CureMD, Quixel Pakistan. It was recently acquired by one of the big gaming companies in the world. So Contour Pakistan is a Canadian company. They have more than 1,500 people in Pakistan. A big success story to come out from Pakistan. Everybody in the industry knows about Systems Limited. S&P Global Pakistan has one of the largest centers in Pakistan. One of their high-end centers based out of Pakistan have more than 1,000 employees. So a lot of growth overall in the industry. Every company that is there in my network at this time is growing, and small companies are going big. So basically, right now, getting work is not. My last point is that getting work at this time in Pakistan is not a challenge. Is getting the work. It's the people, it's the skills that is becoming a challenge. But the good thing that the opportunity is still there, because there are at least 100,000 people in Pakistan who can be trained every year and reskilled into IT. So that is the opportunity that is there right now in Pakistan, and I would like to focus on that as an opportunity. I'm sure everybody who's working in Pakistan would be familiar with the problem, but still, because of these resources that we can train and go to the market, I think this is a huge opportunity for Pakistan to utilize that and bring our workers to Pakistan. Again, everybody knows these are old numbers. Right now, we have crossed around in the startup sector. We have crossed around $300 million plus in the startup funding space at this time. So a lot of things are happening in the startup sector as well. That is it from my end. If anybody would like to have any questions about what is going on in the government sector, I would be happy to answer. One of the things that the counselor requested me was that the question on how we can build the bridges between Pakistan and Canada. So one of the things that we PASHA or we initiated was with Open, where we basically asked the Open, one of the Washington chapters, Open chapters, to start bringing people to Pakistan. So every year, a lot of people from initially few people came. Now a big delegation came from Washington, and a lot of work has started to happening. They visited all over Pakistan. We helped them meet all the government people in Pakistan, the Ministry of IT, Ministry of Commerce, Special Technology Zone. So one of the things that I think we can do, or the people on your side can take this initiative, that they can start to bring delegations to Pakistan and vice versa, so that the bridges can be built. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.